What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another Let's Play episode of Stranded Alien Dawn. I want to say this is episode 11 or 12 or 13. Honestly, can't remember. I don't keep track of what number I'm on. I mainly resort to going to my YouTube to see which number I'm on as I'm editing the next one. But I didn't do that this time. So I don't know what number we're on. I think we're on like 12 or 13, somewhere in that range. Unlucky 13. Hopefully we're not on that one. But this video, we just got attacked. As you saw in the last one. Had to restart it because there was an issue. I'm not sure what happened, but some things were going on where the bugs weren't traveling the way that they were supposed to. As you can see, they traveled exactly how they were supposed to this time. Where are all the things I just set down? Hold on here. I'm confused. Load game. Yeah, why were we a day behind? That's weird. Well, let's start from right here. There we go. What was that about? Okay, now you see it's the proper one, okay? What was that about? Yeah, that was weird. All I did was hit the continue button, you guys, and it continued me from something that wasn't my save file. We're experiencing some shenanigans of the highest order. Yeah, thank God I remembered that I placed these down. I was like, where are these at? So that's where they're at. All right, now we're on our proper section of where we're supposed to be. In my last video, I said, the further you get in games, you start to experience some bugs and whatnot, and we just witnessed one. It didn't save properly. Weird. It like started me off from the autosave instead of my save that I saved. But regardless, this is where we're at right now. We've got some defense protection. We don't want our traps or anything to get zapped, and when our people are out here defending, we don't want them to get zapped during a thunderstorm. So that's why I'm placing these down now. As I've learned from our little mishap in the farm in the last video that yeah, you kind of want to have these out and about your base. Yeah, Paulette took a lightning bolt to the dome, and she did not like it. So, learning from our mistake. The other mistake we're learning from is, as you can see, some of these, about half of them, are disabled, and the rest are active. And that's because if I activate these other half, we're going to be in a deficit of scrap metal, as there just isn't enough on hand currently for our projects that we need. That's not it. Where's it at? It's not even here in the base. It's all out there. All my scrap's out there. No, Grayson's quarreling with Vanessa, and that's mainly because Vanessa is his wife, and he's showing interest in Krista. See? I don't understand why somebody who's married would show interest in another person. I mean, I can understand it. Not me personally, but I can understand people falling out of love and whatnot. But this is a survival game, dang it. If you got a wife, you should stick to her instead of trying to find a new one. Because you had an ocean back home and you found your wife, but then you come here and you see 3 other women and you're like, oh, I want this one. I don't want my wife. I want this one. Just because I had a good conversation with her. Grayson, I'm never picking you for another survival, bro. You are disloyal as all heck. Yeah. So in the last video, I kind of messed up. I said that I'm trying to keep this PG-ish. And, yeah, towards the end of the last video, I kind of made some statements about some people who do a specific thing in Call of Duty, cheating, And I might have called them a word that starts with B and rhymes with itch. Yeah, yeah, I slipped up. I'm sorry, you guys. It happens though. I'm only human. I'm an adult with a sailor's mouth because I'm ex-military. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm doing as well as I am. Give me one moment. And I'm back. Had to run the bathroom real fast. You know, Kremit's trying to move back in. You guys, if you watched the last video, you'll know that Kremit is my reference to phlegm buildup in the throat. And the eviction process, obviously, you can put two and two together. Hopefully, you can put two and two together. If you can't, well, you know, ask somebody in the comments, and I'm sure they'll fill you in. But yeah, had to go run another eviction notice for Kremit. Starting to get on my nerves. I think he's trying to move in Miss Piggy now, and we're not having that. Not in the slightest. All right, so we got a little bit of some cloth salvaged. Don't need that though. I need lots and lots of scrap metal. Ken, you hear me? Scrap metal, buddy. I don't care about nothing else, just scrap metal. I don't need food. Oh, there we go. Look, he heard me. Nice, but he also grabbed a couple more pieces of cloth, which that's fine. But never mind. That cloth was already being transported. He grabbed some more. Nice. I'm gonna need some more, buddy. All right, some more. Lots and lots of salvage, please. That's all I want from you, Ken. Just a salvage. Bring the scrap. Bring me the scraps. I don't need cloth. I don't need food. I'll take that though. That's better than scraps, honestly. Well, honestly, it's not. It's only 27 where I could have had another 100, which would have made another 100. But it's fully done, so heck, I'll take it. We got our third one done. Nice. So now that we got the third one done, it doesn't want to do anything. They're like, we were just keeping up with just the two of us. We didn't need the third one. And off they go. So let me take a look at my power consumption. During the nighttime, I honestly don't care. But we're doing 326 during the daytime. It's going to take 2 days to empty, so almost 3 days to empty during night, which is only a handful of hours. Looking good on our power. Might even be able to add a couple more things and not feel the hit. Ooh, some new salvage that fell from the sky. I will claim it eventually, after he does all the other shining blue spots everywhere. Yep. And Rock is still over here getting all of these nice carbon nanotubes for us. A couple hundred more. We're sitting on 1.4K. I think we could do a little bit of construction to the floor now. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do some floor construction. To do that, you just hold down on PlayStation the X button. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's B on Xbox. If this is on Xbox, I don't know if it is or not. I haven't looked. I'm playing it on a PS5, so that's the only thing that I know that it's on. I'm assuming it's on the other platforms, PC, through Steam, and through the Xbox Marketplace. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm almost more than fairly certain that it's on the other platforms. Why would somebody just make a survival game for a single platform? It's not like it's an exclusive or anything. And we'll just do about almost half of the flooring. I want to make sure that I still have enough of the carbon nanotubes in case some of this stuff over here breaks down. I'll be able to repair it. I'm trying to learn from our mistakes. Honestly, I don't really need to learn from the mistake because I've made the mistake enough times to know that you want to have an abundance of resources, which that's what we're going to focus on here today. We're going to get our resources stocked back up. because we have just been throwing them out and about recklessly. Don't need to do that. Not anymore. I was just doing it initially as an accident, and then we continued to do it on purpose to show you what would happen if you were really hurting on the resources. Like the things started breaking down, they weren't getting repaired. Yeah, food wasn't being made because we didn't have food because I was focusing on the building, which, a snowball effect. One thing goes out of whack, it all starts going out of whack slowly but surely. And if you don't keep up on it, it's all going to be torn down and broken, and you're just going to lose your survivors. But theoretically, you can continue this game until the end of time and be, completely fine, as long as you got your power and your turrets and your food all working properly. But I'm not going to be playing this like that. No, we've got 3 other playthroughs of this game to conquer, so time to get back into it. Research for Krista. We're getting it all done again now. All of it's getting done, guys. So you can either choose to do things as you go, or I like to do the 1-day items first. The less amount of time on an item, the better, in my opinion, because you can get more of it done. And then you can start to concentrate on the things that really matter to you. I need to make some healing balm. Wrong table. Crafting healing balm from the glitter caps. I'll just do it one time. I just need to have the healing balm crafted so that we can do the research. One thing that might take us a little bit, though, is getting the structure. We have to get all of this structure to carbon nanotube before we can progress and get our people out of here, as the radio requires a ton of power constantly draining like 300 power on its own, I think. It's just ridiculous. So before you get that built, what you have to do is you have to get your entire structure. It doesn't have to be to carbon nanotube. Okay, you can get it hooked up to concrete and it will work just fine. But you have to get your base upgraded to at least bare minimum concrete so that you can then put the solar roofing on, as that's going to be the largest portion of your power generation. And then you're going to want to get some of these active, because during the nighttime they're going to get drained. But the more you have for daytime power generation, the faster they get filled up. The more you have, the longer it takes to drain. See, people are already full in an hour. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. These were about half full. It takes about almost 3 days for them to drain currently during the nighttime. So, we're looking good, but I don't think it's enough. Which means I'm also going to start the construction on those. Finally, we are getting these last 2 power generation, it's not power generation, it's power storage. We're getting the battery banks built. The last 2, number 5 and number 6. Again, you're going to want to have the excess power storage for storing the solar power that we're just going to be amassing. But again, the other reason I want to get these finally constructed is, we've been sitting at, double power generation, almost triple at times. And it's just going to waste. You never want to let your energy go to waste. But at the same time, if you don't have the excess resources, you can't really do nothing with it. So I'm just going to pause one of them. Actually, I have to pause both of them. Yeah, we have exactly 0 electronics. So I'm going to let this get to constructing some so we can get at least a little bit of a surplus before I decide to throw them all away. Again, we got to learn from our mistakes here. If you don't have the resources, you can't build it. So let them take care of what they need to take care of, and then build what you need. It's not a dire need, which is why I paused it. The base is a dire need. This has to get upgraded. Absolutely has to get upgraded. Whereas the power storage is not a necessity. However, I wouldn't be doing all of this construction in bulk like we're doing now if I didn't have these harvest spots running to pick up all the resources so that my people you know, can have food to eat. Because obviously, if you don't have them, you need somebody out in the farms to gather. And one person's not going to gather all this. No, this is the work of 2 bots and 2 people in the field. So plan accordingly, you guys. Especially once you start getting the freezers up and you want to start filling them up, you know, you're going to need the workers. So wait to start filling them all up once you get at least one of these harvest spots. I prefer 2. 2's a great number. What the heck? Vanessa, you couldn't lay down? She was that tired, you guys, that she just had to collapse on the spot. And she's not getting enough sleep because she's out there, out in the deep corners of the world, mining up all the carbon nanotubes that we're throwing into the space. So I got a decent supply of them too. And I think everything's already ready to be built. So we got some hungry... They spawned inside my base. Are you serious? Okay, they all die. That's not the pest. There we go. Get them, bots. Murder these things. And I don't care if you guys butcher them or not. I've got 687 scraps, so Ken can do a little bit of butchering if he wants to. It's not going to hurt me none. And on top of that, the harvest bots also butcher, so they're probably already getting to work. Yep, look at them, already getting to work. Love these love these harvest bots. These things are fantastic. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we got a survival kit created. Nice! I'm going to give that to Vanessa. Yep, I'm going to give the first one to Vanessa. Or, honestly... What else do I have the mine out here? Yeah, I'm going to give the first one to Vanessa. And to do that, you come over here, and you go up to the top section for tool, and just select it. And now she won't have any problems with her being tired, as she'll eat and sleep out there on the job. So, you know, she won't starve, and she won't need to worry about sleeping. The little one's outside. I'm not sure if she's playing some copyright stuff, but honestly, I don't care. This isn't going to be a monetized channel anyway. I'm a disabled combat veteran, and as a part of my disability, there is a small portion of it which is unemployability, meaning that I can't work for a living. I can't gain an extra source of income, you know, outside of donations, which I'm not going to pressure nobody for donations. You know, we're in hard times right now. You guys need your money more than I need it, honestly. Yeah, I'm not worried about all of that stuff. I make enough to get by. Well, it seems like Krista and Grayson have finally become lovers. Well, you know what that means. This is no longer Vanessa's bed. This is now Krista's bed. And this is now Vanessa's bed. That kind of sucks. But there we go. Apparently Krista has daddy issues and wants somebody significantly older than herself. It happens. So let me see, where are we going to be attacked from? This section now. Lord! I'm just getting hit from all sides. Get hit on the interior of the base, get hit out here. Alright, so we're going to start with the Shriekers and the... What we're gonna... Oh, we can get the Broodmothers too? We can tame the Shriekers and the Broodmothers. Nice, I did not know that. And hunt those 4 Shriekers. I'm going to have to watch this drone, as it's getting pretty weak. Uh-oh. See if I can select it. Oh, it's right here. I was like, where is it? Garrison. Uh-oh, that was the wrong button, and it died. Okay. And then come down here, and I said, go down here, go over, and scavenge it. Alright, so we got a couple things going on. Some bugs are dying, slowly but surely. And now more aggressive. How are there more aggressive animals if I'm killing some off? That doesn't make any sense. Apparently more bugs are showing up as we kill them off. I'm about to have my entire Air Force down for the count again. Alright. There's only one thing I can do for that. Vanessa, I don't blame you for drinking. Your husband's a piece of crap. Let's go kill some stuff. Since my drones are all out of commission. Uh-oh. And we're walking. You want to get them a decent way away so that the little ones get gathered by the traps. You want to kill these big ones first and foremost. These are the problem areas. And then I guess we can undraft, as the drones will handle the rest of it. Or they might just bleed to death, honestly. Yeah, the other ones will just bleed to death. What we need to get our people inside and taken care of is, majority of them are now yeah, hurting. 2 at half health. Drone, what are you doing? Do I not have a drone? Okay, rock up, draft, kill. Undraft. And disable butchering. On all of them. Because I no longer need the parts. Pretty sure I already have a surplus. Disable and disable. And hopefully people get healed. This ain't looking good. There's 2 people medical emergency. And nobody healing them. We're just gonna see how this plays out. He's healing Krista and not Grayson. That's not good. And Katina's healing Paulette. Again, that's not good. Pick the person who's gonna die. Come on. This is probably my biggest problem with the game. And like my only pet peeve. Is they heal the people that don't need the healing as much. Like look at Grayson. He's like on the verge of death here. He's got, see how much HP? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Is he gonna die? And there he's dead. Okay, so we're gonna restart. So you see what I mean? They go after the people that don't need the healing. Okay? They go after the people who absolutely don't need the healing the most, and they just let the people who like need the attention, they just let them die. It doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, that's like my biggest pet peeve with this game. So I just had to let him bleed out. I would have restarted it just from witnessing the attack itself on how low his health was. It was just ridiculously low. So we're going to do the march all the way across. Just marching through. Maybe about right here. And that should be all the smaller pests taken care of. Or not. Go back this way, a bit closer to the wall. That way we can target the big ones. So this one. Pull them back. Use the traps to our advantage. Keeping our people... Uh-oh. The game did another thing that I don't like it doing. I had them all selected, and only Ken decided to move. That can be bothersome sometimes. Right now, obviously, I'm not too worried about it. It's not, hurting me at all. But yeah, there have been times to where I've moved people. That's one person when I tried to get the entire group to move forward, and just one person moved into a swarm and just got obliterated. But Krista and Grayson are now lovers, unfortunately, as much as I hate to see it. And we got to get all of these salvaged. There we go. But yeah, Krista and Grayson are now lovers. I'm always trying to hook her up with Ken, though. I'm going to get it to happen one time, I swear. I'm going to find the right mixture of people to where I'm going to find everybody that Krista hates. Or it's just going to... Oh, I don't know if I can get all of her family, though. But I'm going to have to find all the people that Ken and Krista collectively hate. That way it can just be Ken and Krista. Or I can just do a playthrough with just Ken and Krista. It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard. So I'm probably going to have to play it on the easiest difficulty. But I'm going to get them together one time, I swear. It's going to happen. 26 minutes in. We've got one battle drone repaired. Ah, man. These things are rough sometimes. The fights with these bots can definitely be a little bit rough. Let me take a look and see if we have any more survival kits. We do not. I was going to put one on Ken, who also needs it, as he's going out and getting the salvage from afar. Who's Ken falling for? Vanessa? Okay. Doesn't like Krista at all. Why are you guys awake? Why are you awake? Why? You're going to complain about being tired here in a little bit. See, Vanessa's over there drinking. Why are you drinking? Oh, I understand why she's drinking. She just divorced her husband for another woman when he should have been taking care of her mentally. You are a horrible husband, Grayson. Never again am I playing with that sleazeball. Married and can't be faithful to his wife just because there's 3 other women around. Bruh. Nice, we got the solar panels researched, finally. Go ahead and take a look at anything that's still under 12 hours. You got the incendiary turret, the incendiary trap. Still have the pacifier, so we need that healing bomb made at some point. Hopefully soon. It'll happen after the leather. You know what? Honestly, I'm just going to security signal. Sweet. I'm gonna move this up. So R2 and move up above the bed. The bed. Wow. I can't speak today. I'm over here stumbling over my words. I don't know what that was about, you guys. Guess I was trying to talk and bite my inner lip. There's it's itching, obviously, and I don't want to take the time to scratch it. And we'll get Ken to do that. There we go. Yeah, the inside of my, not really the lip, but the space in between the cheek and the corner of the lip was a little bit itching, so I was trying to chew on that. But let's not make any excuses. I'm trying to make some new words. No, I'm joking. But get Ken on the security signal. Hopefully we'll get an 8th person in here. Somebody who's going to smack Grayson around. Maybe get him and Vanessa back together. Like some sort of therapist. So, at the very least, Vanessa needs some therapy. She's getting it. She's got it bad right now. Just divorced. Out in her lonesome off in the wilderness by herself. Nobody to defend her. All she's got is a pulse rifle. Krista needs a weapon. And let's give her a short bow. Anyone else? Paulette needs a weapon. Where's Paulette? Probably in the fields. Yep. About to be smoking. Before you smoke, Paulette, I want to give you a crossbow. Okay. There we go. Now you can go smoke. Rocco's on a sad wander. Oh, the cave dweller status in here. That's... Man. I wonder. Let me see. Let's go ahead and look at the floor. That takes carbon nanotubes. I don't know if I want to do that. Alright, Ken's done with the signal. Please let us get a knife. Come on. Oh, it's a small chance, but let's see. Ah. Nada. That's unfortunate. Oh well. It happens. Alright, so Ken can come back and get back to work on salvaging. We're gonna need some more scraps since we're almost at 500. I want to try and stay above 500 if we can here. What's my metal looking like? Got 49. Let's go ahead and add these two to the roster. That way we have 8. And obviously these are going to get repaired first. Just waiting on some electronics for them, so we're just going to pause these. Man. Yeah, I need that other metal to be going into these and getting them repaired and electronics and whatnot. Why are you arguing with your new girlfriend? You a dummy. Divorced his wife, got with a new girl, and the first thing he's gonna do after blowing her a kiss today is he's gonna argue with her about combat tactics. You're gonna argue with a woman who does not do combat as her primary roles. She's got a 5 combat now after she's put some work in, but you're gonna complain, you're gonna argue combat tactics when you're a 3 and you're shirtless. Bruh, put some clothes on. Okay, so now we can look into the 1 days. Nope, sorry, we have 1 12-day there, or 12-hour there. I need the Met Core still. How do I get the Met Core? Alright, so 1 day items. First aid, arcade, VR. God, I love seeing food. After the winter that we just had, I love seeing that stockpile over there. It was a glorious sight. Now let me take a look. There's still some more space we can put in there. That's what, 2, 4, 6, 800 apiece. That's about 1100. Hold on, let me recount this here. Alright, so it's probably going to be 5 rows of 100 and 3 rows deep, so 1500. So when we go to the until, let's bump it up to 1500 and see if that'll completely top off the fridge or the freezer. And we're going to do that for everything that we have a freezer for. Bump it up to 15. And we're really going to have some food on our hands. And since it's in a freezer, it doesn't spoil ever. So if you still have a little bit left over from last year's harvest, well, guess what? That's just going to be thrown on top of this year's harvest. And this over here is the reason that we're at 1,000. It's been going forever. But again, let's just top it to 15. And that should be all our food, right? Smoke leaf, don't need to worry about that. Let's bump this up to 2K. 2K cotton. As we use cotton for a lot of stuff. There we go. 1 second. Ooh, I had to sneeze. Oh, that hurt. I'm gonna bump this up to 2,000 as well. Great idea. Thank you for interrupting me, buddy. There we go. Everything else seems to be doing all right. The trees, I think we can honestly use more, so go to 1,000 with the trees. Let me take a look at the tree storage space. 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 1,000. 2, 4, 6, 8, and that's 1,000. So I can go up to 2,200. And since that's the case, let's at least get it almost full. Let's go to 2,000 for the trees. And anything that has floor space as storage, we'll bump that up to 2K as well. So that's mainly going to be our trees, our sticks, and our hay. So bump these all up. Maybe the harvest bots will get out to cutting, which is another reason I'm bumping these up to 2K. I want to see if they'll cut the trees down. I know they'll harvest this over here, the leaf, the bush leaf, and the hay. I know they'll harvest those, but I'm not sure if they'll cut down the trees. I hope they do. Get the hay up. Trying to figure out what else I need to bump up to 2K. It's not the stone that I can harvest normally. That and that and that. That seems to be about it. Alright, cool. So those are all bumped up to 2K, which means we'll have majority of this floor space filled with, at least these 3 filled. Majority of it. There might be 2 that are empty at any given time, but that's fine. Alright, back to research. Nope, concrete fortifications, and then we're gonna do the carbon after that. I'm not sure if we're gonna get them built, as I only have 900 and what is that, 925? I almost said 935. Only have 925 on the carbon nanotubes, and with them I'm going to build this part of the floor. Okay, so the middle section of the floor, as we did this in one go, and I'm going to do this section in probably 2 goes. Get this middle section built first, and then stockpile more carbon nanotubes, and then I'm going to knock out this back half, or I'll knock it out in 2 different sections this way. I'll do this half, and then I'll do this half. And then we'll put the walls up, and then finally the ceilings, and we will be ready to put up the solar roofing. And take a look at our time. There we go. My little one's doing her favorite activity. Though she's being remarkably quiet about it. Usually her screams are so loud that, now there we go. There we go. Now it's starting to kick in. Her favorite thing to do, you guys. Whenever she gets upset about anything or doesn't agree, her favorite thing to do is scream. 1 second. Alright. My wife had to come in and stop. We had to change the little one. So obviously I'm going to mute up when that happens. Life is the best. That's all day. And that right there is mainly why I don't record during the daytime. Um, I was trying to see if we could do something here, get a couple videos done. That way my life is significantly easier tonight and over the next couple nights because I've been sick and, you know, the footage that I've had stockpiled, well, we ran out of it. So having to record during the day, not my favorite thing to do. I like to keep my life as private as possible. And obviously my kid likes to scream, so I'd rather not blow your guys' eardrums out with that. Love my kid to death. Take a bullet for her any day of the week, every day of the week, 24/7. But she got some pipes on her. She got them from her mama. All right, go ahead and pause. Do we have the Air Force up and available again? No, we do not. That's tough to see. That's really tough to see. All right, so the only recourse that we have available to us now, for what, if nobody knows what that means, the only thing that we have available to us, the only option that we have available to us is to draft everybody and have them hang out over here. And wait for these to attack me. Good lord, none of these are back up? None? Oh, I can't say none, majority of them. Jeez. Yeah, they're hitting me pretty frequently here. I guess it is just about to be winter, so they want to get as many attacks in as possible. Because during the winter, there's usually like nothing. It's pretty dead for the most part. Let's push forward. Okay, so those want to go that way, so let me shift my survivors left to shift the bugs left, which doesn't look like they're shifting too hard. So let's go more, and then come back. And that should have brought most of them over. At least most of the small ones. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And then it's just a back and forth. Slowly bringing my people back over time to allow some of the smaller bugs to get stuck. The larger ones will make their way through and be my primary targets. And that's what I want here. I want to get these bigger bugs killed first. As the little ones, they'll just bleed to death in the traps more often than not. These big ones, though, they don't get stuck. And the flamethrower traps, I don't care. We can always replace them. And like Custer, we're going to make our final stand right here. Probably. Oh, we're going to succeed unlike Custer. Vanessa, why was it just you going there? And undraft. There we go. Two fell asleep because they were too tired. Katina and Vanessa, they're fine though. Grayson, Paulette, and Rocca are bleeding a little bit, but they're getting tended to currently. As soon as Ken's done with his drinking binge, I think. But they're not in any dire need of healing. Grayson, yeah, he's a little bit hurt. I don't really get why Grayson's always the one that like bleeds the most. Maybe because he's old. Not sure. But Ken's having a meltdown. Is anybody getting to treatment? No, nobody's getting to treatment. Ah, there we go. Ken's healing his, no, Vanessa was healing his buddy. Or, sorry. My brain was trying to say two different things. I thought it was Ken healing Rocca, so I was trying to say, there, look at Ken healing his buddy. But it was Vanessa who healed Rocca, and I don't think Rocca and Vanessa are buddies. I don't think they are. Oh, no, they actually, okay, they might be buddies. Yeah, they got a decent opinion of one another. 24%, or plus 24, it's not too bad. Could be worse. Grayson and Vanessa do not like each other anymore. And just sleeping topless. Bruh. Oh, he does have a decent opinion of Vanessa still. Weird. But you're gonna need to put some clothes on, Grayson. I don't like you running around with just a shirt with no shirt on, but just a pair of pants on. So, since it's about to be nighttime, let's give him. Well, they don't have any shirts, so let's give him a jacket. Come over here to shirt, waiting worker. Huh. All right. Quite a few of these that broke. 105. What was that? Metal alloys that we're gonna have to throw into these over here just to get them up and operational again. Got a fridge malfunctioning. Or a freezer, not a fridge. Oh no, it's a fridge too. Everything's malfunctioning. Because we need electronics. So, I'm just going to... Well, I guess don't pause that. Oh, I'm going to pause that because that core... What am I missing? Oh, metal, of course. I am missing metal. Lots and lots and lots of metal. What is my ore looking like? Got a decent amount of ore. I really don't want to use it, though. Got about 1,000 ore now. And feel free, I guess, to use your ore if you so desire to. I don't know if there's anything that's going to need the raw ore in its construction, which is why I've been holding off on utilizing it in my smelting processes. If there's not, then obviously, smelt away, but I'm unsure, so I'm just gonna hold off for now. Once we get towards the end though, you know, if we don't have any scraps to build all of the things that we need metal for, I'm just gonna throw all of it into the workforce, get it smelted and thrown out into its allocated area. Look at this, barren already. I love seeing this. And they do chop them down. That is fantastic. Which means I can go ahead and pause my game, come over to manage, go to activities, and I can disable more people on the harvest. I'm going to disable Paulette and Katina for planting and cutting. Disable Vanessa for any cutting jobs, as she can go and mine. Raka no longer needs to cut, so I can set Raka up for some mining. Okay. Grayson doesn't need to cut. I'll keep Krista to planting just in case. And I guess I can make Paulette's 5th slot planting as well. Just taking a look at who can do my tailoring now. That seems to be fine. Alright, so no more hunting, no more cutting. For Paulette, majority of them, as those 2 bots seem to do everything I need. They do the butchering, they do the... Well, I'm still going to keep Ken on the hunt. Is there anybody else on the hunt? Because I can remove them from that now. I can remove Raka from hunting, and it could just be Ken. And there we go. Once you get the bots stockpiled, like I've got 2 of the harvest bots, that's when you want to start removing people from the other jobs. Though once they break down from getting your base attacked, if the things get inside and break, or if they go outside and try to butcher and get attacked and break, obviously you're going to want to throw somebody on as an emergency. I mean, you don't have to necessarily remove them from their job. You can put it as a 5, so that's the last thing that they'll ever do. But I'm just going to remove them because I feel confident in my base. things don't generally get in. Only time that things happen to these is when they go out to harvest the bots or to harvest the creatures. So I'm going to leave them out of that for now. I'm not going to butcher any animals. Once we attack the things out in the field with the Air Force, I'll deselect as we go, hopefully. Or if I notice them walking out that way, then... Oh, sweet, they even plant! Okay, that's another thing that I can remove. Activities, planting. You no longer need to do the planting. Now let's take a look at research. We have one slot available. And I did say that we were going to do the carbon fortifications after the concrete ones, but I ended up getting some other things in there. But let's go ahead and get the carbon selected now. And I'm going to take a look to see if there's any other one-day items, and it does not turn out to have any. So we have a 2-day veggie armor. We have a 2-day on the synthetic armor. We have a 2-day hydroponics rack, which that requires a lot of energy. It says 1, but once you get like 50 of these, they're just draining stuff. Plus, you need to have a decent spot for it. So honestly, if you want to have a hydroponic farm, build up what you want to have for your second floor. Like where you would normally put the roof that we're gonna build, you could build another floor up and have some stuff like you could have a gaming room up there. You could have the hydroponics rack, a surgical automation section up there. You could move your kitchen up there and just have this be a crafting section. Put all your food storage. You could give your survivors a second floor to live on. But I'm not going to do any of that. Like I said, this isn't a survival playthrough, which I will probably do one of those eventually. I might do it as a live stream. I'm not entirely sure though. I don't want to get into the live streaming section of YouTube. No, I like doing these hour videos. I have more time on my hands to spend with my daughter. I have done the live streaming before, so I know how it's done, know how to do it. I was up to almost 700 subs on my last channel, but some of it was sub for sub, and it just brings your channel down. So I decided to do this new one after taking a couple-year break, just to get my life in order. And thankfully, I've managed to do that. So now that we have some more carbon nanotubes, let's do what we said we were going to do and go half. Stone floor, carbon flooring. We're at 888. I might need to go take out... Wait, what's my Air Force looking like? I can't do anything without the Air Force. And I've still only got the 1 because we need electronics in all of them. In every single last one of them. They still need electronics. Alright, now when we reach our limit over here, I'm going to have the 10. And I'm going to also do the same thing for over here for the CPUs until 3. And then everything else looks fine. Honestly, print power cells when we have nothing else available. And I can do those until like 10 in both of these. Thank you for interrupting me, Grayson. And again, until 10. That way we have at least something going on at all times in both of these. Like this one was doing nothing because we capped on the CPU limit for what we want to have available. I could have had these going for Lord knows how long. All right, let's get the Air Force fixed to get them operational. Let me take another look at Krista's research. She just had a breakthrough, which means something probably finished. Yes, it did. Okay. So I'm going to start from left to right with the 2-day researches. We're going to start with the hydroponics rack and get that secured. Make sure everything's getting planted, which it is. Everything's looking fantastic. All right. And now they transport the resources too? These guys do everything. That's great. Well, there is a drawback to that, though. That's when we get attacked and those things are coming back through the swarm. That's not so good, but I love that the harvest drone or the harvest bot does so much. They pick up resources, they cut down trees, they plant, they butcher. Like, they do a lot. Significantly more than the service bot, I'm thinking. So I still haven't completed one of these. Still need that core, though. Oh well. I'll just have it going. It should be the last thing that they work on, so no harm, no foul. They will work on these, repairing the car. Hopefully they'll fix these combat drones before they get to that. But I think this will do cooking and something else. I didn't quite see what they were doing the last time I played. I just got it done. I just built a harvest bot and a service bot, and then I lost all my footage. So we were pretty much right there to see what was going to happen. One thing I did have done, though, is I had all of this up to concrete. I didn't have it carbon. This is probably the furthest I've been with a base, updated-wise. You know, I usually just go to, like, concrete with my last 2 playthroughs that I've done, or attempted to do. This is the 3rd attempt at doing this playthrough of the crash landing scenario. Take a look at my time. 57 minutes. Alrighty. So let's take a couple quick checks of some things. That's not going to be done for. That needs to be repaired in the next video. We don't have any missions that we can do. That all looks good and will be harvested, I'm hoping soon. What is that full? Yeah, it's pretty much full. Well, that's 4 rows. Hold on. These can go up even higher. Let me get them to... I think you could shove 1,900 of the food in there. So let's pump this up to 1,900, and that's going to be it. So thank you guys for coming through again. As always, your time is the most valuable commodity to me. I'd rather have your time than your money, which is why this isn't going to be a monetized channel. It can't be a monetized channel anyway because, you know, veteran affair restrictions with my disability and whatnot. But regardless, thank you guys for coming through. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. In the next video, we'll hopefully get the rest of this up to carbon and start working on the power roof. What's it called? The solar roof. We'll get that all going. But until then, you guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.